Now that you've set up and seen what our programming environment looks like, I'll take you through an example. The Programming for Data Science course uses Processing.js, which shares some similar syntax to Java. However, Java is syntactically more strict and has a different execution flow. Let's look at a very simple program in Java, the Hello World program. This program will print the text Hello World into the command console. Simple. The first thing is to create a new Java project. I've named this Introduction, and I'm using the default project settings. My project now appears in the Package Explorer window. Next, I create a new class within the Introduction package, which I call Hello World. I right-click the project, select New, and then Class. This class will be where I write the code for my program. After naming the class, I select the method stub for the main function. Public static void main string args. I can only have one class with a main function, and this means the Hello World class main function will be the first executed. Once I generate my class, the first thing I notice inside my file is public class Hello World, and then curly braces. Notice how the class name and the file name are the same? While matching names is not mandatory, I strongly recommend using the same class name as your file name. In Eclipse, this is done by default when creating new classes. Inside the curly braces of my class, I can see the main function that I asked to be created, with a comment mentioning that it was generated automatically for me. Unlike Processing.js, Java requires a main function to execute a program. There is quite a lot to this function that may be unfamiliar to you. However, at this stage, the most important thing to remember is that this is the way a main function needs to be defined. Public static void main string args. This is what has been generated for me, and now I get to do some coding. Inside the main function, I need to print some text, Hello World. In Java, I do this with a system call to print line or print. This is similar to the text function in Processing.js, but it prints the result to the console. To print, I write system.out.println hello world. It is important that your code looks just like this, as Java is case sensitive. This means this would not work if you wrote system with a lowercase s instead of system with an uppercase s. And that is our complete program. To run this in Processing.js, I would press the play button. In Eclipse, I press the green run button. And there you go. Our program prints the text Hello World into the console as we expected. This was a guided example of how to create a program in Java. There are several important things you should take away from this. Firstly, every program you write must have a main function. You cannot run your program without one. Secondly, the main function must be contained within a class. And thirdly, the class name should match the file name exactly. We have covered a lot in this first example. The next thing we'll look at is some of the common errors in Java and how you can debug your code.